Hey, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Believe it or not, we're at Friday. It is the 27th of February. We'll all end tomorrow and we'll be into March on Sunday. As we begin this day, we have a little bit of fog, some mist in the area. We've had a lot of rainfall come through the nighttime. Right now, we're sitting at 59 as we wait for high of about 73. The weekend is going to be absolutely beautiful. Today, we'll get to 73. Expected to be cloudy for most of the day, but it will get better before the day is out late in the afternoon there. But foggy, cloudy-ish look for a large portion of today. That girl returns. Greg will be in this morning beginning at 7. So much to talk about, what's going on over the last few hours there. Good morning, good morning. We'll be right back. We'll go for our Friday edition of A Good Word of the Day. Let's go to Collinsville First Baptist now to Brother Ben.
You know, power in the hands of a person reveals their character. Give a person authority over others, and you're going to quickly discover what's really inside of them. Some will lead with fairness, others will exploit. In Apostle Paul's day, the gap between a harsh master and a righteous and just one, it made a huge difference for those that were under him. Now, his instruction to those in positions of authority, it's short. Just one verse, Colossians 4:1, but it carries enormous weight. Masters, treat your bondservants justly and fairly. Why? Knowing that you also have a master in heaven. In other words, hey boss, don't forget you have a boss. That little reminder changes everything for the Christ-following employer or supervisor. Before Christ, authority, it can easily become self-serving. I set the terms, I decide what's fair, my profit, my comfort, my goals drive every decision. But when the Holy Spirit redeems a leader, that posture shifts from selfishness to stewardship. I'm not just a boss, I'm an under manager accountable to the one who owns everything. And so the redeemed boss, he shows up differently. They pay fairly because God sees every paycheck. They listen because every employee bears the image of God. And they lead with dignity because the same Christ who saved them also died for the person clocking in beside them. Look, authority was never meant to serve the one who holds it. In God's economy, it exists to serve others, and the boss who understands that they have a boss will not only lead better, but will lead with the character of God. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. I hope your morning is going well. You ever just remembered something that you were supposed to do? I had one just hit me there. I'll have to get back on schedule. As we get today underway, so much to talk about and do. As we said, 59. Let's look at radar before you head out into the big wide world. You won't be able to hardly see Macon. That's where the fog starts getting thick, and the further you go toward Columbus Air Force Base, it's going to be real thick. Around Stark Vegas to the east, heavy. As we get into this area around Amory, Caledonia, 45, Columbus, very, very thick, and Grenada as well. Showers to our south. We're still a little bit here, still going across Wayne County, but heavy rain there in Chatham, Alabama, south of Millery over in Jackson, Alabama there. Thomasville, still a light shower there as well. Hattiesburg has a few light showers as well down to Wiggins toward the Gulf Coast there. And if you're around Gulfport to Biloxi, a lot of fog on the river. Heavy rain there coming into Picayune and Pearl River into Slidell, Louisiana as well. Areas to be concerned with as you're heading out. Be careful in those areas as we do that. Make a note, we're about a week out from this. We will have daylight saving time returning on March the 8th. That'll be here in 1 week, so make sure to be ready for that. That'll be here before we know that, won't it? This is good as we go to Dolly. Dolly is going to have a hospital renamed after her in East Tennessee. It will be called the Dolly Parton Hospital. Isn't that great? Dolly has done so much for children. It'll be called the Dolly Parton's Children's Hospital. She has done so much for a lot of people. Well-deserved title there. I'm glad that's being done for her. Florida. There's two sides to this, but I think we're all taught, or at least I was when I was young, and probably most of you, whenever you leave home, you're supposed to look your best, are you not? Especially when traveling. Florida. How will it go? I'm not sure. Florida airport is banning, and we may have talked about this a little bit earlier in the week, pajamas. They say you got to dress right to fly out of there. You're not coming. Travelers are going, well, we dress comfortable because flights are long and we want to be in our flannel. They're banning it. I'll leave it at that. Y'all work it out however you want to there. But really, we're supposed, we see so much of that at Wally World. It's scary these days. Not a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-pride. There's a word that I'm not coming up with here, but you should always try to do your best. There's always emergencies when you're in the middle of working on something, don't get me wrong. This just gives, you ever heard the word hibby-jibbies? Well, I got it when I read this story this morning. It made me go, whoo, all over. Have you ever walked on to an elevator not looking at your phone, reading a piece of paper, and you step onto the airport? Well, an Italian golfer done just that. His name is Andrew Pavin. Andrew has serious issues this morning. As he stepped onto the elevator, the door opened and there was no elevator. He fell 2 shafts, 2 stories to the bottom. He's hurt real bad. He's going to live, but he's in tough shape. I can see how it can happen. You hear the door open and you just walk. Pay attention. Hopefully he'll recover fully. We certainly hope that. I see this around town. And I'll say this because I know she did this, and also her brother, Donna Jill. What a sweet lady she was, who just passed away. She was a cat lover. I don't know if y'all knew that. She would feed the kitty cats in the area, and so did her brother. He passed away a few days after her. California, they're going to make that illegal for you to feed a homeless cat. Now, I don't know what the solution is, but cats need food just like everything else. But they're banning people from doing that. Feed at your own risk, I guess. You got to have a heart somewhere. Leave it at that. Burger King revamping it. What do they say? You can have it your way. Isn't that what the old slogan was? Well, they're revamping the Whopper after many, many years. They've heard your complaints. They're going to make a few changes to it. They're going to put it, instead of having the paper that it's wrapped in, they're going to put it in a box like you get the quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's. That's what they're trying to do here. They're going to, let's see what else they're doing. A new creamier mayonnaise. Why don't you just use Blue Plate and be done with it? They're also going to be served, okay, that's the only 2 things they're doing to it. Softer bun and a better box. McDonald's, on the other hand, in Wyoming has banned the guy on his horse and wagon because the horse kept having accidents in the drive-through line and they didn't like it. He's upset. It's going to be okay. Do y'all remember watching Back to the Future? This guy here, the young dad, the McFly, right there. You remember him? Mm-hmm. We'll click on that. He's being sued. I'm trying to put it the best way I know, and I'll just spit it out there and you determine how you want to. He's being sued by a young lady. He's in his 60s, she's in her 30s. He met her at a party somewhere in Germany, convinced her to move to L.A. to come stay at his house, as she is saying. Any way you want to slice it, she was living in his house. She said he began to where he kept tracks on her and wouldn't let her leave. She's now suing him for all of that. If you get invited to live with a man, probably strings attached. I'm just guessing. Going out on a limb there. Now, did he do something wrong? Maybe so, but you can't move in with someone. There's always strings attached in situations like that. The older you get, the more you realize that. Somebody does you a favor, you don't know them very well, look out. Wanting something later there. Let's see what we have here. You could only... It is what it is as we go to New York. And how do you pronounce his name? Zoran Mandami? Last week he was telling you that it was so broke in New York that they were going to have to raise your taxes by 10%. This week, they're offering free daycare for illegals. All you got to do is click and sign up, and the whole thing's in a language that we can't speak. It's not English, is what I'm getting at. But although we're broke, we're still going to do this. Cutbacks when you don't have the money. But you should know that. James Wood, you know who I'm talking about, the actor. He's a pretty much straight shooting guy down the middle, in my opinion. And you do have a problem with the Republican Party. There's no doubt. There's those that say they're Republicans that probably aren't. And he has a tendency to call them out. And let me just show you this from James Wood. This is a post that he put. The SAVE Act is the single most important issue to 95% of Republican voters. If you can't pass it with a majority in the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and a Republican president, then somebody owns you. I'll leave that word out that he put there. And you know what? He's right. And I've got the story somewhere. I forget. Is it Thurman? While they were supposed to be voting, was having a Mardi Gras dog show when he should have been inside voting. I'm not lying. That did happen. We go to Minnesota, and this is from the Western Journal. We'll show you right there. Those three guys right there. They have drawn up impeachment papers against Tim Walz and Keith Ellison. Now, Elon Musk, let me see if I can get this to pull up from Elon. Minnesota is where Elon is on this. And let me pull this up and show you this. Minnesota's spending autism in 2017 was $1 million a year. 2017, what is that? 9 years ago now. Today, under Tim Walz, it's $343 million a year. And here it is. That's the numbers there from Elon. 1 million to 343. Woof, woof, and woof. That's a lot of money there. 34,000% increase. I'd have to get a calculator to figure that out. Term limits. Does anybody believe in that? Anybody want me to give you an example? We'll just take a look at the pictures. He often stares into space when asked questions. I do think it's time for both of these to head to the House. It's reached that point. Missouri. This will make some mad, but they have permanently banned, they've put this out there, males from invading female sports ever. Period. Again, some will get mad over that, but that's happened in Missouri, the show me state. This is disturbing. I did not know this, and it took Elon Musk to figure it out. I'm sure it went with a phone call of Elon. I suspect something. Can you help me? And the call was from Kristi Noem. And you ever had that hunch? Something's not right? Well, Kristi Noem was right, as staffers had secretly installed spyware on her phone and her laptop. That old saying of what would Yogi used to say, hey, boo-boo. Somebody's probably going to be in knee deep after that is found. Takes a smart guy to find all that. Kansas is supposed to make some people mad. They're telling them that their driver's license are no longer any good. As a matter of fact, you can have new driver's license when you come in to pick up your new ones. And it would be those driver's license that had male, female, and then the X out there. They've been banned. You've got to go back and get you a new driver's license. They're no longer recognizing the third, however you want to word that. That's over there. You have two choices. Kansas is where that's happening. Go check that out. Where is the deadliest highway in America? This is absolutely interesting. They put together the 100 deadly roads in America, the highways that are out there. And California has 4 of the top 5. Can y'all believe that? The number 1 deadliest highway in America is Interstate 15 in San Bernardino. Did I say that? San Bernardino. Yeah. That's it. County. It recorded 80 fatalities in 3 years, making it America's deadliest highway. That's a whole lot there. I hadn't been to California in quite a few years. Y'all be careful. I don't normally ever cover topics like this, but I'm going to bring this up because, as Greg would say, it's utterly ridiculous. It absolutely is. And let me show you her face before I tell you what she said. I feel like I should do this. This is she is a representative from Oregon. She's Congressman Maxine Dexter. Y'all see her? She's, again, from Oregon. And I listened to it to make absolutely sure it didn't sound like it was edited, but she gave a speech. RFK Jr., y'all know who I'm talking about. She accused him of being racist. Now, grip your counter. This just all because he suggested that white milk should be in schools. She called him racist. Now, whole milk is good for children. I don't know how you can twist that into anything else. Chocolate milk is great too. We all love that. But what's good for kids? Whole milk. And if you go to a cow, you can see the exact way it comes out. It looks pretty close to the way it ends up in the cartons. As sad as this is, a lawsuit is going on in Wyoming. And as I mentioned a while ago, the hibby-jibbies that you get. This one gave me that. The man lived for 30 minutes. If you ever use one of these, make sure you know what you're doing. A wood chipper. The mother is suing the manufacturing company. He lived for 30 minutes before he passed away. He was hung. Firefighters done their absolutely best to get him out. The family is now suing the manufacturer of it, saying that they did not have safety precautions on the machine that made it kill when it got... My heart hurts for that. What's the biggest baby that you've ever heard of? New York. Folks, this is a big baby. I think when I was born, I was 7 or 8 pounds, something like that. What'd you come in at, Greg? Do you know?
7
something? Odie, what'd you come in at?
I have no idea.
Odie has no idea. This was a 13-pound baby that was born. The biggest one that hospital's ever seen.
I wasn't that big. Well, their mayor weighs 2 1/4.
Folks, that's a big baby. Can you imagine that poor mother? And that's all I'll say about that. That had to be uncomfortable. Had to be uncomfortable. Let's see here. Yeah, that we talked about him a moment ago. We'll skip that. That's not that. eBay laying off some people. They're going to be cutting 800 jobs out. We go to Minnesota. Minnesota sometimes seems to be, and I'm going to be very watered down on the way I word this. Our kids are the best thing that we have in this world. They have to be protected till they can think on their own. Does most people agree with that? That's what parents do. We have a Minnesota lawmaker there. The name is Representative Lee Fink. She claimed during Thursday's hearing that pornography could be educational for children. Need I say more? Oh, it goes a whole lot deeper, but I'd probably get bent out of a shape as I went to try to explain it to you. And you have to, I have to give a nod when somebody admits somebody was right. We go to the governor of Michigan, Governor Whitmore. She did, as she was giving her State of the Union address to the state there, she gave a nod to Donald Trump for bringing in industry to the state. I don't know what prompted that, but she did do a thank you there. Some people that are upset as Trump is rebuilding the West Wing that he's adding on to the White House? There's some people trying to stop it, saying he couldn't do it. A judge has ruled he can do it. They're not happy at this point. We'll be right back to where the forecast is next.
What they do to train their people, but they're always so friendly. Everybody on the phone is friendly. Everyone who comes out to help is professional and kind.
If we want our team to treat our customers well, it starts with us treating the team well. My grandfather and father worked hard to create a family atmosphere where we care for each other, celebrate each other, and genuinely enjoy working together to serve our customers. That overflows to the customer's experience, and that's hassle-free plumbing and AC.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
Ooh, somebody said their youngest middle son was 10 pounds when he was born. Have mercy. As we get into our record highs and record lows, 1981, it was 84 back in 63-17. This is what we've got today. Going to be nice weather. Warming up finally, 73 today. On the coast, we could see some showers from Lucedale to Gulfport. The rest of the state will be pretty cloudy, but nice day, 73, and even 70 at the state line, 76 at Vicksburg. Tonight, not so bad, 46 for the low in Meridian. Now, a little bit cooler into Philadelphia and Louisville, around 44, 48 over in Vicksburg. We'll see Gulfport at 56. And even Tupelo comes in nice, 43. Not too bad there. As we look to Alabama, what's going on there for today? 72 in Demopolis, and we'll see rain as you get near Troy and over in Dothan, Alabama, south of here. Auburn could see a shower still this morning at 68 for a high. Look at this, above average. Y'all want to believe that? I do. 6 to 10 day outlook. We're going to be getting near 80. Let's look at this 7-day outlook. Here's what we got. And it does hit 80. 73 today, 75 tomorrow. Perfect weather for anything that you're doing outside. No reason to say you can't make it to church because of the weather. It's going to be 78 and sunny for the most part. Some clouds, but some periods of sunshine there, and 78 for a high. Monday, we're back to work with 76. As we get into Tuesday, 76 by Wednesday. Look at this, 79 and 80 on Thursday. As we're into March. Now, as we get to the 6th there, 81. We do have a chance of a thunderstorm there as we go all the way through the 13th. We've got temperatures hovering right at that 80-degree mark. Not bad weather at all, is it? As we look at our fishing forecast to end today, the wind's going to be north-northeast, 5 to 10. It's better than it has been. We don't have those gusts. As we look at a major time to fish this morning, it begins right at 8 a.m. and we'll go to about 10. We have another time that's minor this afternoon from 1:30 until 2:30. So 2 times to get out. The wind's not going to be too bad. Sunrise happened at 6:24. You will make it to almost 6 o'clock, 5:51 for the sunset. Let's go back quickly and take a look at radar before we get the morning show underway. There's a lot of fog across the state of Mississippi. Y'all look at this as we pull up Doc's Toyota radar. Look at North Mississippi. By the time you make it to Macon, due north here, it's going to be fog all the way into Tennessee. Look at that up to Lexington. You even get it up near Evansville, Indiana today. Nash Vegas has it as well as Murfreesboro today. As we come down, we'll see some more down through Lafayette, Baton Rouge, all the way out to Galveston and Bay City, right up to Victoria, Texas. A few showers still lingering in the state of Mississippi there, south of Hattiesburg over to Richardson, and we'll be coming across at State Line. Wiggins has got some. Chatham, Alabama. Jackson, Alabama as well. Frisco, Monroeville has showers all the way across that eastern side through Enterprise and Ozark and Dothan. Be careful in those areas there. Not so bad in Destin at this point. A few showers or two in Pensacola, and Biloxi has fog as well as we begin this day to look at that. Already 6:55. She must be getting her hair done somewhere. She's running a little late today, isn't she?
Said she was having issues with the blow dryer.
Blow dryer issues.
So I don't recommend she just hang her head up.
It'll dry it, won't it? Julie will be in a little bit. Odie's ready over there. He's got his short sleeve shirt on. He's ready for today. Join us, won't you? It all gets underway at 7 a.m. We'll be back with the morning show, the Scotty Ray Report.